Hey y'all, happy Friday. It is cold out here. I wanted to get on this morning to talk about something that I have been struggling with, that I'm quite sure that other people have been too. And prior to now, I probably would have just continued to keep it to myself. But I think it's important that we normalize a lot of conversations that we're not having. So, for me right now, this past week, I would say, so a little bit of last week and some of this week, I have been really struggling with some imposter syndrome. And so for those of you all who are maybe unaware of exactly what imposter syndrome is, it's basically like clearly doubting yourself, but feeling like that no matter, even if you have the expertise and even if you have proof that you've been doing the work, you feel like a fraud, or you feel like, who am I to be telling people X, Y, and Z, whatever have you, because you feel like you're not an expert, and so it's just my opinion or whatever have you. And I found myself in that space a couple of times because I am leveling up. And, I've told y'all before that, when you level up and God has something more for you, like your self-doubt will come even harder. And I realized that prior to this, I had been able to combat the stuff that was coming up, like the doubt that was happening before was like, is anybody going to listen? Or what's the point? For me, it was a little bit more milder, right? It was kind of the same thing, but it wasn't as heavy. But as I'm going into this next season of coaching, and really, like, now I've done the work, right? I've gone and gotten the training and I have received the certifications and stuff. Now it's like, before it was justified, right? Like, well, you don't have no certification that you did anything. So yeah, it was kind of like your doubt was like, well, no, you're right. This is me talking to me, right? No, you're right, bud. But I'm in school and I'm taking the classes and I'm doing all the things. And now that it's done, imposter syndrome pops back up. And now I'm like, okay, despite the fact that I have proof that I've actually done the work, I'm doing all the things, I'm still like, what the crap is going on? And so yesterday I had a coaching session with someone, and she asked me a very, very important question. And the crazy part about this is sometimes I say this, and just sometimes having people say your own words back to you, or just like you have the time to reflect on certain things, makes a difference. So she's like, well, I would assume that you've had these type of thoughts before when you've done other things. And I was like, yeah, when I started the podcast, I felt this way. When I was about to leave my job, when I even got the job that I just left, I felt that way. And so then she's like, so what did you do? And I was like, I hate the thoughts, but I was like, I just did it. And so it was just like a pause, like right in that moment, right? And I was just like, oh, I just did it. Like, so I'm telling y'all, the thoughts are going to come up. The doubt is going to come up. The insecurity is going to come up. The possible imposter syndrome is going to come up for you. But do it anyway. Every single thing that I've done, scared, has always, for the most part, benefited me, right? Because it was growth and it was stretching me to be more and better than what I could have thought or imagined. And in having that conversation yesterday, I realized to myself, how many people are out here like me who are struggling with what to do next, even if it's, with your kids, or if it's, in your marriage or in your job, or whether or not you should leave your job to pursue your purpose. All of those things are going to come up, and there's sometimes where it's going to be so heavy that it stops you. And so I just want to encourage you that, first of all, there's nothing wrong with that. That is number one. Number two, once you know it, like I'm grateful to myself that I have enough awareness at this point that I've recognized it and I was able to say it, because there was a period of time before when I couldn't say that I had it. Like, I just would just stop. Whatever I was doing, I would just stop it and be like, just forget it. When it comes up again, I'll work on it. But now I was very clear that I I knew that, okay, it's imposter syndrome. And it was causing me some hesitation, but not paralyzation. And so, just acknowledging it to yourself, having that support of somebody to be able to kind of walk you through it, coach you through it, just to be a listening ear to hear what it is that you're saying, and then doing it. Right? Because especially when you know that whatever it is that God is calling you to is bigger than you, it's going to be scary. But the reality is that you can't do it without him. And so, I literally had to just pray it out. And me and God had a conversation, and I just said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to just do it scared. Just like I've done everything else, I'm going to do it all scared. So, stay tuned, y'all, because there's some great things coming over here. And I was struggling, but I'm still struggling. Let me stop playing. I'm still struggling, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Day. If ain't nobody told you yet, I love you. I do not want no more snow, no more ice, but it looks like the DMV is about to just that. At least it's not Snowmageddon. I'm okay with that. But don't nobody know how to drive when it's snow out here, so that'd be the blow pot. But y'all have a great evening. See ya.